The Philippines, a nation of stunning natural beauty, faces a multitude of national environmental issues that have garnered significant attention in recent years. The country is confronted with environmental challenges that affects its ecosystem and its people's livelihood. Today, environmental problems in the Philippines includes pollution, deforestation, threats to environmental activists, landslides, coastal erosion, biodiversity loss, extinction, global warming, climate change. And the six biggest environmental issues in the Philippines are illegal mining, illegal logging, ocean waste or chemical tragedies, illegal fishing, garbage disposal, and industrialization. In response, concerned citizens, non-governmental organizations, and the government have embarked on various initiatives to address these issues, such as reforestation programs, marine conservation efforts, and legislation aimed at curbing environmental degradation. This dynamic interplay between environmental concerns and the proactive responses of Filipinos reflects a nation's determination to safeguard its rich and natural heritage.
Mining is the extraction of valuable geological materials from the earth and other astronomical objects. Mining is required to obtain most materials that cannot be owned through agricultural processes or feasibly created artificially in a laboratory or factory. Ores recovered by mining included metals, coal, oil shale, gemstone, chalk, dimension stone, rock salt, potash, gravel, and clay. Mining operations can create a negative environmental impact both during the mining activity and after the mine has closed. Hence, most of the world's nations have passed regulations to decrease the impact. However, the outside rule of mining and generating business for often remote or economically depressed communities means that government often fail to fully enforce such regulations. Illegal mining is a mining activity is undertaken without state permission, in particular in absence of land rights, mining licenses, and exploration or mineral transformation permits. Illegal mining can be a substance activity, as is the case with artisanal mining, or it can belong to large-scale organized crime, spearheaded by illegal mining syndicate, or an international level. Approximately 80% of small-scale mining operation can be categorized as illegal. Despite strategic development towards responsible mining, even big companies can be involved in illegal mineral digging and extraction, if only on financing side. Environmental effects of mining can occur at local, regionally, and global scales through direct and indirect mining practices. Mining can cause erosion, sinkholes, loss of biodiversity, or the contamination of soil, groundwater, and surface water by chemicals emitted from mining processes. Also affects the atmosphere through carbon emissions, which contributes to climate change. Some mining methods such as lithium mining, phosphate mining, local mining, mountaintop removal mining, and sand mining may have such significant environmental and public health effect that mining companies in some countries are required to follow strict environmental and rehabilitation codes to ensure that the mining area returns to its original state.
Alleged illegal mining activities ruin in Zamboanga Mountain. Notice is hereby given that pursuant to Section 21 of the ANR Administrative Order Number 2010-21, the revised implementing rules and regulation of Republic Act Number 2942, otherwise known as the Philippine Mining Act of 1995. Virgin Mar Mining and Development Corporation, with office address at Barangay Poblacion, Butalac, Zamboanga del Norte, has filed an application proposal for exploration of chromic, manganese, iron, gold, silver, copper, lead, zinc, and associated metallic mineral resources, particularly described follows. According to Lolito Maraviles, Executive Secretary Gotalac Minerals Office, what we ask they provide the requirements, but they don't have it, and yet they have cleared the area and they have built a causeway. The Philippine Ports Authority have not issued or approved anything allowing the construction of a port. They don't have any document. And also according to ED Justin Kimbo, the Gutalak Zamboanga del Norte Mayor, the residents and population of Bacoong Village is located below. If there are heavy rains or days of continuous rain or storms, all those below will be adversely affected. If there are landslide, they will die. I'm so disheartened because our people will lose their sources of livelihood, can no longer catch octopus or a fish. Conducting site development is an often cogonal area for courthouse, bank houses, and other ancillary facilities without approved tenure instrument and environment certificate compliance (AMB).
Illegal logging is a policy problem that has arisen from the failure of protected area and sustainable forestry remedies for deforestation. Nevertheless, illegal logging in some parts of the world is a centuries-old problem rooted in social conflicts over access to forest resources. Illegal logging is the harvest, transportation, purchase, or sale of timber in violation of laws. The harvesting procedure itself may be illegal, including using corrupt means to gain access to forest, extraction without permission, or from a protected area. The cutting down of protected species, or the extraction of timber in excess of agreed limits. Illegal logging is a driving force of a number of environmental issues such as deforestation, soil erosion, and biodiversity loss, which can drive larger-scale environmental crises such as climate change and other forms of environmental degradation. Illegal logging includes all illegal practices related to the harvesting, processing, and trade in wood. Illegality occurs when laws are broken at any point along the supply chain. For example, logging with an illegally acquired license or in protected area, harvesting above allowed quotas, processing of logs without the necessary licenses, employing illegal workers, non-payment of taxes, or exporting products without paying export duties. Causes of illegal logging. The causes of illegal logging are manifold. Weaknesses in forest governance in producer countries are typically the direct cause. However, consumer countries contribute to these problems by importing timber and timber products without ensuring that they are legally sourced. Governance problems include weak institutions and limited resources, which results in a lack of law enforcement as well as limited capacity for land use planning. The shocking effects of illegal logging. Number 1. Poor living standards for indigenous populations. The lives of indigenous communities and villagers close to the forest are usually destroyed in countless ways because of illegal logging. Illegal logging takes away their traditional way of life and livelihoods. Particularly, their tribal cultures are lost if the forest goes away, making it difficult for them to forage, threatening their survival. Some also depend on the forest resources for income. Illegal logging then ends up their only source of income, which makes them modern slaves and shadows of their real culture. Number 2. Global warming and climate change. Illegal logging destroys trees that act as carbon sinks and climate regulators, which play a significant role in global warming and climate change. Aside from increasing global temperatures, the practice also reduces the total forest cover area, exposing most lands to high temperature and extreme weather conditions. Loss of biodiversity. Forest loss as a result of illegal logging is a threat to biodiversity and forest habitats. More and more species cannot survive as the practice denies the habitat the crucial natural interconnectedness. The extensive fragmentation and degradation of the forest have put more animal and plant species on the verge of extinction. Number 4. Economic losses. Apart from the numerous environmental consequences of illegal logging, it can also weaken the economy of poor countries. In poor countries, governments lose revenue from duties and taxes, and other costs related to the management of illegal logging. Besides, The losses are not only in terms of current revenue, but may also lead to major economic ramifications in the future due to the degradation of valuable natural resources.
How can we address the issue and the policy implemented by government? First, encouragement of forest stewardship. Among the best solutions of illegal logging management is promoting forest stewardship programs. Stewardship councils and programs can work as practical tools for managing forests by tracking timber, harvesting, transportation, and sales. Such program can also aid in protecting vulnerable forest areas for further degradation due to the encroachments of conversion into farmlands. Second is stricter regulations on forest management. Stricter legislation in all countries against illegal logging and the prohibition of importing illegal timber can go a long way in solving the problem. The relevant forest management authorities should take action and utilize their constitutional provision on environmental protection to enact law and regulation restricting the practice. Third is volunteer, donate, and spread the word. There are numerous forest management groups, organizations, and community programs that work tirelessly to fight illegal logging from time to time. However, this group of organizations experience challenges in terms of support, funding, or manpower. As custodians of our planet's resources, it's essential for people to join the fight against illegal logging by offering donations or by volunteering. It can be as simple as volunteering as few hours per week, making monetary donations or funding campaigns for organizations such as Forest Stewardship Councils, Greenpeace, and the World Wildlife Funds. Also, spreading the word about the impact of illegal logging through blogs, social media, policy groups, and community programs can help people understand the issue in hand, which can eventually help address the matter. Act of Illegal Logging. D705 as amended by EO number 277 series of 1987 prohibits the cutting, gathering, collecting, and removing of timber or any forest products for any forest land without authority. The government appointed specialized police and army forces to combat illegal loggers and their financiers. In 2008, the Philippines government formed an anti-illegal logging task force to strictly dismantle illegal logging operation in northern Sierra Madre Natural Park.
Fishing is among the oldest method of living, wherein the people living in the coastal areas depend on the abundance of aquatic resources. Until today, millions of people rely on marine fisheries for food and livelihood. Unfortunately, many fishermen engage in a fast and more profitable way of fishing through illegal methods because of the high demand. Illegal fishing has different methods, but it has a devastating effect on the depletion of fish stock. The latest estimate is nearly 80% of global fish stock has been overexploited or depleted.
Illegal fishing. Illegal fishing is a destructive and unethical practice that involves breaking fishing laws and regulations. It includes activities such as fishing without a permit, exceeding catch limits, using prohibited gear or methods, and taking advantage of protected areas or closed session. According to marine scientists, overfishing threatens not only aquatic food supply but also affect the entire food webs and ecosystems. Illegal fishing in the Philippines remains one of the greatest threats to marine ecosystem.
The number one cause of illegal fishing is high demand and black market trade. Demand for seafood products, which often fetch high market prices, drives illegal fishing. The existence of a black market for illegally caught fish provides the individuals and criminal networks with economic incentives to engage in illegal fishing activities. Number 2 is poverty, limited livelihood options. In some coastal communities with limited alternative livelihood options, illegal fishing can be seen as a means of survival. Fishermen may resort to illegal practices to maximize their catch and income, even if they are aware of the environmental and legal consequences.
Loss of biodiversity and ecosystem services. Illegal fishing disrupts marine ecosystem and contribute to the loss of biodiversity. This loss has cascading effect on ecosystems' health, including the disruption of predator-prey relationships, altered trophic dynamics, and reduced resilience to environmental change. It also diminishes the ecosystem service. Environmental damage. Illegal fishing practice often involve destructive methods such as glass fishing, bottom trawling in prohibited areas, and use of illegal gear. This practice causes habitat destruction, damage coral reefs and seafloor ecosystems, and harm non-target species, including endangered marine species.
A reported case of illegal fishing happened in Visayas area, particularly in Iloilo City, when 14 crews aboard a fishing vessel in Concepcion, Iloilo have been arrested for illegal fishing.
Illegal fishing should be combated through strict enforcement, international cooperation, and the promotion of sustainable fishing practice. The 10654 Amending Philippine Fisheries Code of 1998, an act to prevent, deter, and eliminate illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. Amending Republic Act Number 8550, known as the Philippine Fisheries Code of 1998.
Overall, Republic Act 10654 aims to combat IUU fishing, protect marine environment, and promote sustainable fisheries management in the Philippines.
Marine pollution occurs when substances used or spread by humans, such as industrial, agricultural, and residential waste, particles, noise, excess carbon dioxide, or invasive organisms enter the ocean and cause harmful effect there. The majority of this waste, which is 80%, comes from the land-based activity, although marine transportation significantly contributes as well. It is a combination of chemicals and trash, most of which come from the land sources and is washed or blown into the ocean. This pollution results in damage to the environment, to the health of all organisms, and to the economic structures.
All marine debris come from people, with the majority of it originating on land, entering the ocean and Great Lakes through littering, poor waste management practice, stormwater discharge, and industrial waste. It affects marine species, injuries, or are entangled by plastic debris, which causes severe injuries and death. Plastic pollution threatens food safety and quality, human health, coastal tourism, and contributes to climate change. It could also affect the income of people who live in coastal area. One of the examples of this is oil spill happened in Oriental Mindoro. On February 28, 2023, many residents are affected to the problem. Most of the residents, their source of income is in the ocean, but the government gave assistance to those people who are affected. As a result of this, marine pollution is a big problem that needed to address.
Republic Act Number 9275 provides for the abatement and control of pollution from land-based sources and lays regulations. The act shall apply to the water quality management in all water bodies, fresh, brackish, and marine waters.
Solid waste, often simply referred to as garbage or trash, is a pervasive and multifaceted challenge in modern society. It encompasses a wide array of discarded materials ranging from household refuse to industrial byproducts. The issue of solid waste revolves around how we produce, manage and dispose of these materials, impacting our environment, public health, and the efficient utilization of resources. Now let's proceed the cause of solid waste. The generation of solid waste is primarily caused by human activities, including consumption, production, and disposal. And here are the effects. The environmental pollution that can lead improper disposal of solid waste can lead to pollution of air, water, and soil. It can release harmful chemicals that can contribute environmental degradation. And here are the solid waste policies. The Republic Act No. 9003, also known as Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2002. The law provides a comprehensive framework for the management of solid waste in the country. The Republic Act No. 9003 also aims to promote environmental protection, public health, and sustainable development by addressing the growing solid waste problem in the Philippines.
Rapid industrialization resulted in significant pollution and resource depletion, harming the environment over time. The Philippines' industrialization has been a complicated process with many causes and impacts. Life expectancy and the quality of life have significantly decreased as a result of the exploitation of natural resources and the contamination of the air, water, and soil. Rapid urbanization and the pollution that industrialization brought to the Philippines led to a number of environmental catastrophes. Industrialization is a huge damaging influence on the environment despite new technology that speed up manufacturing and improve efficiency. Workers still live in overcrowded conditions, worked long hours, and ate poorly, which contributed to illness and stress. Industrialization is a huge damaging influence on the environment despite new technology that speed up manufacturing and improve efficiency. Workers still live in overcrowded conditions, worked long hours, and ate poorly, which contributed to illness and stress. One of the main causes of industrialization is globalization. The country's integration into the global economy and participation in supply chain has driven industrial growth. And what is the effect of industrialization in the Philippines? The innovations of the 19th century allowed for the mass production of commercial goods. As manufacturing activities grew, transportation, finance, and communication industries all expanded to support the new production capacity. It also led to increased labor specialization and allowed cities to support larger populations. Motivating a rapid demographic shift, people left rural areas in larger numbers, seeking for jobs in budding industries.
The Philippine government has implemented several policies to promote industrialization and to lessen its effect on the environment. One of the policies that was implemented is the Republic Act No. 7368 in April 8, 1992, an act to launch and promote countrywide industrialization through the establishment of manufacturing, processing, and related industries by providing financial assistance to enterprise in every town and city not exceeding 30 million pesos and 40 million pesos, respectively, authorizing the appropriation therefore in the amount of 1 billion pesos per year for the next 5 years as initial capital and for other purposes. It is important to note that the success of industrialization in the Philippines is an ongoing process influenced by various internal and external factors, and policies may evolve to adapt changing circumstances.
In conclusion, environmental issues in the Philippines are a pressing concern that demand immediate attention. Today, the situation remains critical with challenges such as deforestation, coastal degradation, water pollution, and climate change impacting the country's natural resources and biodiversity. Failure to address these issues promptly could lead to a worst-case scenario, including irreversible damage to ecosystems, loss of biodiversity, increased vulnerability to natural disasters, and adverse effects on the livelihoods and well-being of the Filipino people. It is imperative that both government and the civil society take concerted actions to mitigate these issues and protect the nation's environmental heritage for future generations.